Welcome back to the Greenhorn Photo Taker. It is around 5:50 a.m. and let's start the trek to White Rim Overlook Trail. It's a little less than a mile. So pretty, well, you can't see it, but it's pretty dark even with the moon. So I will take my time, go slow, not get lost, and looking forward to the sunrise. If a mountain lion attacks, I'm supposed to fight it off with a stick and do everything in my power to succeed. So I'll be sure to have the camera on if that does happen. I can now see a bit of the morning light starting. Looks like it'll be a cloudless for the most part sunrise, but that's okay. We are now arriving at our destination. That both took longer than I thought and felt more quick than I thought it would be. There were a few times where I had to backtrack and make sure I was following the right cairns. But that was not a problem. And it was funny when I was out here scouting yesterday, I met people who were commenting on how much this is like Minnewaska State Park in terms of the rocks with the crevices. It's pretty funny. We talked for a few minutes. They're from West Milford, Sparta, and I think Parsippany. Oh boy. This is great. So you won't be able to see this well yet, but here is where I'll stand for the photo shoot. And off, well, you can barely see it, off into the distance right now, that's the canyon I think will be most photogenic. The sun will be coming up from over here and then down into the canyon. So I'm hoping to have some of those spires that we saw yesterday in great shadow. However, if we go over here, how do I not also shoot the La Salle Mountains right there? Here's what I think. And we'll check it on photo pills. I think the sun will rise right there. I think they're bats that are attracted to my headlamp. I don't know what it was, but something about the size of a bat hit me in the head on the way in. So maybe this is a better spot. Yeah, I think this will be better. I will not go close to the edge. And then I can swivel the camera that way too. Okay. Yeah. All right. It's light enough where you can see me without a headlamp on. So right behind me, these two, I'm going to call them mesas, they are starting to light up thanks to, adjust for me, thanks to that glow is turning those cliffs very, very beautiful. So I'm going to take a few shots there and see how they turn out with that pink. What a place. We've got the canyon below me, moon up above me. Hey, what more could you want? Come on, look at this place. Oh gosh. There was a moment last night where I got up a little bit earlier at 3:30. I was just tired with a headache, and I said, what's the harm in not going? Take the morning off. Gosh, this is just wonderful. I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but the color in the canyon walls, it's just so wonderful, and I think it's already starting to fade. It's just that bit of an orange glow right before the sun comes up with that pink in it that makes it look so special. So far this is going exceedingly well. And let me also point out, no, this is a place that's tough to have scale, but this is White Rim Road. At least I believe it is. So you can at least get an idea of how vast it is. You know, that is one car length wide, that road. Pretty darn cool. That looks really dark, but we are just moments away from sunrise. We're talking 5 minutes or so. Things are going from pink to orange, and every minute matters. I wish I had 19 cameras. So this is on my cell phone, so not doing it justice. But I'm watching the light creep in from back here. And it gets closer and closer to the canyon. First light on the rim. Right over there. That's exactly what I wanted. Here we go. Lighting up here too now. Oh. The sun is just about over. That yellow on my face is the sun. This is the look of someone who knows he planned it. And unless I drop my camera off the cliff edge. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Wow, now the spires have it. Hold on. There you go. Oh. I think one of these frames that you hear now will be the final keeper shot with the tips of those spires lit up.
Well, I ain't written a love song in so long as your hair leads down your spine, but I don't mind a few lines tonight I'll regret for the rest of time. Let your hips and your lips and your fingertips slip against the city streets, sleeping in again, sleeping in while my friends get high on the west side highway.
That'll do it for now. Man, what a morning. I cannot describe how great of an experience this was. White Rim Overlook, if you ever have a chance to come to Canyonlands, absolutely take the trek in and enjoy a sunrise here. It's getting dimmer, a cloud, but I did just sit around for the last 10 minutes looking out behind me, just in awe. It is such a special place. I can't, like, maybe you can see it over my shoulder. The fleeting light on the mesas to my left and the spires right in front of me. Let me get out of your way. Maybe you can see the spires there. And then out in the distance, I mean, it looks like the Grand Canyon. It really does. I'm just thrilled to be here. Thrilled, thrilled, thrilled. What an experience. Rest of the day, fairly light day planned. Tonight is the Astro shoot and then staying out for sunrise. So I want to make sure I'm well rested because tomorrow I have to drive back to Salt Lake City. So it's really important to me to feel comfortable driving and not be exhausted. So today's a light day. I will go to my hotel, take a nap, maybe get a big breakfast, do something in town, and then go to bed early tonight because I'll probably get up around 11 p.m. And then start the trek out back to the Buck Hill Overlook site. All right, hopefully see you soon before Astro. All right, I'm on the road a little bit quicker than expected. I woke up from a sound sleep to my bed, my room shaking. I had no idea what was going on. Hopped out of bed, jumped to a door frame to protect myself from the earthquake. And it turns out that I'm just above the laundry room. And there must have been a major spin cycle going on, shaking my entire bed and one half of the room. But good news is, we get to do Saal Loop Road now because of it. Those are the Saal Mountains behind me, and it'll be a couple-hour drive. There's some snow-capped peaks, and we'll see what we can get up to. Here comes someone driving by right now who's making me very nervous. We'll have to see if I maintain eye contact. I hope they pull in. That would be the absolute best thing I've ever seen. Nope, they continue to drive right by, just staring at me out the window. So let's continue down this scenic drive. I think it goes up to about 13,000 feet or so. Let's do it.
Dragging on a plastic cigarette with your swim top still wet. So let it go. I'm meeting you out on the coast. You hate the smell of real smoke, so why'd you always keep me so close? You were collecting shells out on the bay shore. You know I was a shell before. Deep in the hands of another, my brother had told me to leave, but I didn't believe the evil beneath some people you meet out in Queens. The way the rain came down the other day in Byron Bay made me feel so alone. So I just went home and scribbled some poem that I know that you'll never read. So let it go. Saw you on the river's edge, dragging on a plastic cigarette with your swim top still wet. So let me go. Meeting you out on the coast. You hate the smell of real smoke. Why'd you always keep it so close? So let it go. I saw you on the river's edge, dragging on a plastic cigarette with your swim top still wet.
What I love about here, obviously, is the mix of high mountain terrain. I mean, these are really high peaks, fully forested until you get above the tree line, and then down below in the valley, just to see that red rock with the spires. So darn cool. Look at that view behind me. Ah, what a place. Just the mix of green and red. It's so different than what I'm accustomed to. This is on the side of the road like normal. And to me, it's something that's magical and special. So Saal Loop Road is almost officially complete. I still have a half-hour drive back to Moab, but I do think there's some, I think it's a Colorado River viewpoints as well that we'll include. But yeah, I'm glad I came out. I'm glad my bed was shaking for no reason. And just to afford this, even behind me, the view of the mountains here, snow-capped peaks, it's crazy. What a world. Weather has been awesome, by the way. This morning it was maybe 52 degrees where I was for sunrise. Yesterday morning was in low 40s, and right now it's probably about 70 degrees. The sun is strong, but that's what we have sunscreen for. All right, let's hit the road, finish up this trip.
Los Angeles, 3:33, nothing on the stereo. Dirty tear like the Mona Lisa, smiling in the half-light. Mysteriously, but seriously, I'd follow you forever. Even without looking, you call, we come together. Even without speaking, you sang for me. You sang for me. The picture full of fragments falling down. I throw them up and I watch them hit the ground like snow. Amputated dimension of the physical, melting image without sound. Park Avenue, 838, waving to my best friend like a soldier at the gate of tears. Feels like it's been 10 years. Has it only been 2 years? 2 years feels like forever, but I know you with that look and you call we come together even without speaking. You sang for me. You sang for me. The ocean is bright and blue, and it opens to.
All right, here we are. So, after dinner, the forecast was mostly cloudy, and my heart sank. And then I remembered last year at Lone Pine, the same thing happened. So I looked up if the desert air can sometimes, dissipate the clouds or whatever. And sure enough, oftentimes the dry air just dissipates the clouds. So it looks perfectly clear. And I'm not at Buck Canyon right now. I'm a little early. So I figured I'd try to go to Mesa Arch. I don't know what this trail is like, but we'll find out together. It's very short. I think 0.3 miles. Let's see what we got. There's absolutely nobody in the park other than campers. I didn't see one other vehicle on the road. Heard something. Oh, I see it way over there. Whoa, that was a big step. Let's not fall, Louie. What I'm hoping for is just a starscape right up close to the arch. Don't go down there. Wide angle lens. Okay. So I was talking to a guy on Tuesday morning who tried to come here for sunrise and said it was absolutely absurd. Could not even get a spot. And he was there in the past. And you're literally tripod to tripod with other photographers. All right, let me put the phone down. See if I can get my night vision going. All right, I need to get my butt over to Buck Canyon. I'm out of time here. Nothing great. I really struggled with focus. Maybe this last shot came out, but I'm truly out of time. I'm glad I took the quick trek in. But hopefully with Buck Canyon, when the Milky Way comes out, it'll be a little bit brighter. I am not an astrophotographer, but here's what I got. Maybe some of this is decent. All right, see ya. We made it to Buck Canyon. We're definitely before any type of galactic core rise. And there are clouds. From this vantage point, you can see the clouds much more clearly than I could at Arches. Sorry about that. I'm sure I was not even looking at the camera there. So I'm going to get set up and see what we can do. I'm slightly concerned at this point. The galactic core is supposedly going to be visible any second, but I think I did something wrong. Two things going against me. One, I don't see the galactic core. Two, I do wonder if the moon, even though it is not visible right now, does cause some type of light pollution, because these stars just don't seem as insane as I saw them in Lone Pine last year. I don't know if that's just me, not remembering correctly, or more remembering the photo than the moment. But oh, I just saw a shooting star. Look at that. That was nice. But I remember in the moment last year being like, oh my gosh, these stars are so intensely bright. And this is a Bortle 1 location. And I think it was Bortle 3 for Lone Pine. So this is even darker than I've ever experienced. I just don't know enough about astrophotography. So I'm going to turn off the camera, or the phone camera, the video, and just relax and enjoy the moment for what it is and see if anything pops. It's so quiet. It's so peaceful. It's so beautiful. So I'm not going to have my enjoyment tempered at all by what I had hoped for, because this is just a moment to cherish and soak it all in. All right, I'll be back with some photos. All right, I am going to call this a very fun bust. I can definitely see the very edge of the galactic core way at the bottom of the horizon. I don't know why I was expecting to be able to see more of it, but it's just barely. So technically, photo pills is correct. I can see the galactic core, but it is nothing what I had hoped for. And frankly, I saw much, much, much more of it last year in Lone Pine. Also, I did do some research, and Lone Pine definitely, in spring days at least, would have a more brilliant sky, even though it's a worse Bortle class. And apparently that's just because the air around Moab in the spring can often be filled with dust, and there is a specific condition of Lone Pine being in the shadow of the Sierra Nevadas that really clears out everything, and it makes it a very brilliant sky. So I was a little mistaken in my planning, but definitely glad I at least got a chance to come out here and give it a go. I do like some of the pictures, for sure. They are just different than what I had expected and hoped for, but still fun. All right, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Get out and explore.